Hey, what's up? My name is Dominique and welcome to today's video. Today I'll be doing my makeup using all products that are $10 and under. And who says you have to break the bank to have flawless makeup? Not me, because all these products are going to make you look beautiful and they're all $10 and under. So you definitely won't want to miss this. But before we get into it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe so that we can become besties. Alright, let's get into the video. First things first, can we talk about how all these products I'm about to use are under $10? Like, what? And other brands have the audacity to charge so much money for the same thing. That's crazy. But anyway, the first thing I do every single time I do my makeup is moisturize my skin. And e.l.f. happens to have a daily moisturizer that is $7. This is the e.l.f. Skin Daily Moisturizer, and let me tell you, this stuff is amazing. This is perfect to use under foundation. It's very lightweight, and it also dries down with kind of a tacky finish, which is pretty unique because most moisturizers don't have a tacky finish, you know? So it kind of acts as a mini primer as well. And baby, she's $7. So the first step in my makeup routine is always my eyeshadow. I always start with my eyeshadow first because I hate when eyeshadow fallout gets onto my foundation. So I just do it first. Now this was the most challenging thing for me to find for this video. Not a lot of eyeshadow palettes are $10 and under, but of course one of my holy grails is definitely $10 and under. This is the Wet n Wild Always Naked eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like, and this palette is absolutely stunning. Now I'm just gonna create a little look with this palette, and I don't really know what it's gonna be yet, so we'll find out together. I'm gonna start by taking this shade and packing it all over my lid. It is currently hurricaning outside. I'm filming this as Hurricane Idalia just goes through the area. I live on the Florida coast, right where Idalia was supposed to hit, but a little more south. So as she moves her way through Florida, we are feeling all the wrath. We are really gonna trust the process with this eyeshadow look because right now it looks a little crazy, I know. But bear with me and just trust. And just trust. Now I'm taking a slightly lighter shade from the palette and I'm packing it around the edges of that dark shade that we applied to the lid. And now I'm just gonna blend everything out with the lightest shade in the palette. See, now imagine that I had my foundation on and I was doing my eyeshadow and all this fallout right here just got onto my foundation. That would be so annoying, and then my foundation would look messy because now I gotta wipe it off and now there's like brown on my foundation. And I mean, for an eyeshadow palette that is literally $10, this is amazing. Look at how rich and pigmented these colors are. They are blending like butter, and I'm simply obsessed. I really love this eyeshadow palette. I think it's so amazing and everyone should have it because it's $10 and it works beautifully. Alright, now that the eyeshadow is all complete, let's move on to the rest of the face. It's time to prime my face, so I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer in the shade. There's no shade. There's no shade. It's one shade fits all, but it's a niacinamide one. Anyway, it's time to prime my face, so I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. This primer is $10, and let me tell you, it feels like literal glue on your skin. It is so sticky, but it's really going to help your makeup stick to your skin, and it's going to last all day long because of this primer. It's really crazy how well that e.l.f. primer works. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Sheglam Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. This foundation is $9.50 on the Sheglam website, and as you can see, the shade is a little light for me. I definitely ordered the wrong shade, and this was a shade sand. Definitely not my shade at all. Maybe in the winter, but not in the summer. But even though it's too light for me, it still looks so beautiful on the skin. It looks like skin. It has a natural glow. And this foundation definitely has some coverage to it, which I love. And now I'm pressing it into the skin because this is what I do with all my foundations. This just really gives it that flawless look. And don't you worry, we are going to fix this shade with some cream bronzer right after this. But this is seriously such a beautiful foundation. Now that I look like Casper the Ghost, or like I'm attending my own funeral, usually I would do concealer right now, but I can't. I simply cannot do concealer with my skin looking like this. I need cream bronzer, okay? So we're gonna jump right into the cream bronzer, and I have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. It looks like this, and I'm just gonna dip my brush straight into the jar, and then I'm gonna apply it right onto my cheek. I'm gonna use it to bronze up my skin, but I'm also gonna go really heavy with it so that it also helps my skin look more like the shade that it should be. And this is the key to success when your foundation looks too light: cream bronzer. And plus, this bronzer is only $7. And it's definitely worth all $7. I mean, it blends like a dream. And plus, it has a beautiful, natural, glowy finish. So it really leaves your skin looking flawless after you apply it. The formula is just so creamy and buttery. e.l.f. really slayed this product right here. And I mean, can we talk about the fact that e.l.f. has literally slayed almost all the new products that they've come out with recently? They have turned into a makeup powerhouse. Good for them, seriously. And now my skin is looking so much better thanks to the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. For concealer, I'm going to be using one of my favorite concealers from the drugstore. This is the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer. I have the shade C3 in this concealer, and it's also $7, which is simply amazing. And because this concealer looks so light right now, and I'm a little scared because of how light my foundation was, I'm gonna add just a little bit of a darker concealer. This concealer right here has to be my #1 favorite concealer from the drugstore, hands down. It is amazing. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer with the hydrating formula. And I mean, this concealer is simply to die for. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. It's definitely comparable to my more high-end ones. And it's also $7. And I'm just gonna add a little on the ends of the lighter concealer. And now I'm about to have ombre concealer. Both of the concealers have absolutely beautiful coverage, but the Makeup Revolution concealer has a little bit more of a natural matte finish, whereas the e.l.f. Camo Concealer has a little bit more of a hydrating, glowy finish. And you can see how effortless this concealer just blends out, both of them. These concealers will both last you all day long, and they won't make your under eye look cakey or dry. And it's a fact that both of these concealers are so good, and they're only $7. And now I'm also tapping the concealer into my skin with the sponge, because this also helps give my under eye a flawless appearance because it's tapping in the cream into my skin. And it's really helping to marry the concealer and the foundation and the primer all together. With the concealer applied, my skin is looking so good right now. And now it's time to apply my cream blush. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Cheek Tint, and I have the shade Showgirl in this. This is such a unique product because it has more of a cream consistency, and a little bit goes such a long way with this product. You only need the littlest amount. And once you blend this product out, it kind of dries down to more of a powder formula, which is so cool. And I may have just applied too much, but good thing I really like blush. Because you see what I mean? It's so pigmented. Oh my gosh. No, I put in way too much. Oh my gosh, this is just a mess. But don't worry, I'm going to fix it. I don't know how, but I'm going to. But can we talk about how pretty this shade is though? I love it so much. It's giving that baby doll pink. That is so trendy right now, and I haven't used this in a long time, and I remember it being really pigmented when I used it before. But now I remember, and I learned my lesson, so I'm just gonna add 2 little dots. I mean, it is just so pigmented. Luckily, it blends out so easy. But baby, you're gonna have this product for so long because you only need 2 dots. This is really gonna last you forever. I just gotta apply a little bit more to make it even, since I, accidentally applied way too much on this side. But I'm not mad at it because I actually think it looks cute. Now that I'm looking like Candy Muse from Drag Race, I think I got my blush to a good spot after blending it out for like a solid 15 minutes. Just kidding, not even anywhere close to 15 minutes. I was just being dramatic. And you can now see that this sponge has permanently become my cream blush sponge. But yes, this is such a beautiful product right here. Now it's time to set my face. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, and this is $8. Such a good deal for a whole setting powder. I'm gonna set under my eyes with this, and anywhere else I usually crease, which would be my smile lines and my T-zone. And I'm also just gonna contour my nose just a little bit. And then I'm just gonna dust it all away so I don't look crazy. And I have the shade Light in this powder. There's absolutely no scent to this powder, which I really appreciate because powders have been getting crazy out here with so much scent in them. I'm like, hello, I don't want a scented powder. Alright, so my face is all set and I'm loving how my skin looks right now. I think all these products have worked beautifully. So now that the powder took away a little bit of that cream bronzer that I applied earlier, I'm going to bronze up my skin with a powder bronzer. And this is also going to help set that cream bronzer into place. So I'm going to be using the Sheglam Sunside bronzer. And I have the shade Day Gleam. But seriously, can we talk about how cute Sheglam's packaging is? Almost all of their products come in such cute packaging. This is a little raised bubble where you can see the bronzer from inside. It's so cute and trendy. I really love how this looks. And this powder bronzer is $5. And ooh girl, she is is pigmented. She is a pigmented bronzer, that is for sure. But I absolutely love that because that means I don't have to work really hard to get it to look how I want it to. And especially since it's $5, this is literally amazing. The shade is a little bit warm for me, but since this foundation was so light, it's really helping me out. Okay, wow, this powder bronzer is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. This is definitely a 10 out of 10. From the packaging, to the formula, to the pigment, to the blendability. This is everything. I mean, I look like I was just at the beach all day and I got a tan. But I didn't, because there's literally a hurricane outside right now. So I definitely didn't go to the beach. I stayed in the house. So now, just like the cream bronzer, I'm going to set my liquid blush with a powder blush. And the blush I'm going to be using is also from Sheglam. This is the Love Dive Powder Blush in the shade Don't Pink Twice. You can see she is a very bright blush, okay? So I'm a little nervous that it's going to be super pigmented just like the liquid blush and the powder bronzer that I just applied. So I'm going to go in as lightly as possible and tap off a lot of the excess. And you can see a lot picked up on the brush, so let's try it out. I've never tried this blush actually. This is about one of the only things I haven't tried in this video before. I will say it's not as pigmented as the bronzer, but it's still very pigmented. And it's the cutest light pink baby doll shade. It's definitely more light pink than that liquid blush, but the two of them pair beautifully together. And this blush is also only $5 on the Sheglam website. I mean, that is such a slay for $5. This powder blush worked perfectly on the skin. It set my liquid blush and it's very pigmented and just looks beautiful on the skin. This is just so good and my cheeks look beautiful. And if you want to check out any of these products that I've mentioned so far in this video, I link all products in all my videos down in the description box just in case you want to check out any of the products that I mentioned in this video. And the last step for the cheeks is highlighter. I'm going to be using this Makeup Revolution highlighter. This is their Reloaded highlighter in the shade Raise the Bar. This is $7 and let me tell you, this highlighter is absolutely flawless. I use it all the time and it's comparable to any high-end highlighter. I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the high points of my cheeks. And the best part about this highlighter is that it doesn't look chunky or glittery on the skin whatsoever. It gives you a beautiful soft glow from within and it's super buildable, so if you want it blinding, it will do that for you. This is seriously so good, and for $7, it's seriously criminal that any other highlighter is more than $7 because of how good this one is. It doesn't look dry or crusty on the cheek at all, and that is why I seriously love this highlighter so much. It's a 10 out of 10 and definitely worth all the money because this is a really awesome product right here. I definitely recommend, and if you're looking for a new highlighter, check this one out. It's crazy that everything on my face right now is $10 and under. Like what? And it looks this good? Slay. Major slay. That is all I have to say. That rhymed. Slay, slay, major slay. That's all I gotta say. Period. Alright, and I am almost done. All I have left is the lip combo. Lining my lips before applying lipstick is an essential step in my makeup routine. It would be a bad day if I didn't line my lips. I'm going to be using the Colourpop Lippie Pencil in the shade 951. I love these lip pencils so much and they're only $7. Colourpop lip pencils have been my go-to lip pencils for years. So for $7, these are definitely worth all $7. They are so creamy, they glide on so effortlessly, and they're very pigmented as well. Oh, and how could I forget the best part? They are very long lasting and they wear all day long beautifully. And I really do like the shades. This one that I'm using, 951, is one of my all-time favorite shades. This shade is more of a pinky nude, hence why it's one of my go-to shades, duh. The only downside of this lip pencil is the packaging. It literally sucks. You have to sharpen it with a pencil sharpener, but sometimes the product and the packaging become disconnected, and then you kind of have to go like this to get the product to come out. So beware, that might happen, but don't let it stop you because it does not stop me. And that doesn't happen to all the pencils, just some of them. Isn't this lip liner just such a beautiful color? I'm obsessed. I love it so much. Definitely one of my favorites. Next up for lipstick, I'm going to be using a lipstick from Sheglam, and this lipstick is in the shade Rule Breaker. This lipstick has a very strong vanilla cake-like scent. I'm just gonna apply it all over my lips on top of the lip liner. And this lipstick is $6. And it's really freaking good too because it's transfer proof. It lasts all day long, it's long lasting, and it's also so creamy once you apply it to the lips, but it does dry down and it dries down matte. And once it dries, it will not budge. smudge. It's slightly drying though, but most products that are transfer proof are a little bit drying. And as you can see, this lip is very matte and slightly drying, so I'm going to add just a little bit of gloss on top. This is the NYX Milky Gloss in Oob Milkshake. I'm going to apply just a little bit to the center of my lips, and this is going to help hydrate them slightly. And this gloss is $8.50, and this right here is one of my all-time favorite glosses ever. From the drugstore, from high-end, I really like this gloss. And I also have the shade right here, Milk and Honey, and I'm obsessed with them both. This one lightens up a nude lip perfectly, whereas this is just the nicest shade of pink. Both are very flattering, and I love the formula. It's so not sticky, but it's a little thick, so it feels so good on the lips. This is like a 12 out of 10 for me. I'm so obsessed with this gloss. It is just so good, and I'm not kidding. It is so good. And that's it. Here is the final look using all products that are $10 and under. And here is the skin up close. I mean, for $10, these products absolutely slayed. You cannot tell me that my skin doesn't look good right now. And the fact that this look was created using all products that are $10 and under seriously blows my mind, because you wouldn't know by looking at my skin. You would think that I used high-end products to create this look. But no, these are all super affordable, and that's what's up. You can achieve gorgeous makeup without breaking the bank, and I'm here for that. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I had so much fun creating this video. As always, I link all the products that I mentioned in this video down in the description box, just in case you want to go ahead and check any of them out. And I'll be back next week with a brand new video, but until then, you can just go ahead and watch all the rest of my videos on my channel. And before you go, if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps support me and the channel. And leave a comment down below if you've tried out any of these products that I used in today's video. And of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe so that we can become besties. Alright, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I'll be back next week with a brand new video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!